tell.
Yodel, 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 yodel.
Alright, you're actually gonna wind up being quiet, I guess.
Oh well.
Let me just crank you up in Discord. Because I'm trying to balance the music stream and you coming through on the same feed.
Okay.
Especially since right now we're listening to Persona music.
Yeah, you don't wanna quiet that down.
Yeah. I also have to post this out places.
Go do such.
Oh, so from 4 months ago, Identity Smashed asked, why are you the big gay spelled like Marvin Gaye? And the answer is that I'm not gay, I'm bisexual, and very comfortable with that. Happy Pride Month, everyone.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, I have to actually link this out places, so I have to get a new Chrome window.
Thanks Twitch for notifying. You are in fact live.
Unga bunga. I went online and Smash today.
You did?
Yeah, it was just unga bunga the entire time. I don't think I've ever unga bunga'd harder than I unga bunga'd today.
I've been unga bunging pretty hard. Not in Smash, no. But in Castlevania.
Oh god, that's right.
Yep. My strategy when something's just too hard, I just buy 9 tonics. And I just go to town. Whenever my health reaches critical levels, you take the potion. Whenever my mana reaches critical levels, I take... And I always use my strongest attack. Oh yeah, I actually didn't unga bunga too hard because the clam slash the good is just completely and utterly good. It has such a wide range and such big damage. You don't need to use a you don't need souls that much.
I have to scale this up to make it actually visible so I can actually see my preview. Alright, I guess... Oh, crap. Alright, I guess I'm doing work now. What do I want to work on? I was working on quests. I don't know what in particular I want to work on today. There's like stuff I have to. But let's start the E3 chat while we're doing that, I guess.
Alright.
So like, I don't know how...
I have my...
Oh, okay. You have your stuff.
I have my list of premonitions still. Don't sue me, Gigaboots. So, I have a lot of these. A lot of them because there were a lot of really safe things that about games I didn't really care about.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start with a prediction that I think it's not obvious, but I think it'll have a solid chance. So
You're roboting again.
Yeah, well, oh well.
What'd you say?
In 2017, the Microsoft conference announced Sliders. In 2018, the Microsoft conference announced Jump Force.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that Microsoft is going to continue the trend and announce a game based on a Shonen Jump property.
Okay. I see your line of thought on that.
No knowledge as to what.
Well, what big Shonen Jump, like, what big current Shonen Jump property hasn't gotten a fighting game recently?
Recently is a relative word.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So One Piece Burning Blood was 2016, so it might be a bit too early for that.
Yeah, potentially. Although, I don't know, like, I feel like Burning Blood came out soon enough ago, or not soon enough ago, that it might be worth it.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know why I'm only streaming at 20 FPS. That's weird.
I do want it to be a One Piece game. I want it to be my dream One Piece arc. One Arxis is working on Grand Blue and like 5 other
Yeah, they're working on Grand
games
Blue
right now.
and Kill la Kill and the Fighters DLC right now.
Yeah, their plate's way too full.
Yeah.
So if it is a One Piece game, the Arxis, we run some. I liked what very little I played of Burning Blood, but that game will not ever appear at EVO.
Yeah. I was talking about Unga Bunga earlier, but that's literally Burning Blood.
Yeah.
It's such an Unga game, and I love it.
I think, like, if it is a fight, if it's a fighting game, it has a chance to be one. If it's not a fighting game, then I don't think it's going to be One Piece because World Seeker just came out. However, like a few months, and that's already been by mostly everyone, but it still happened really recently. So
yeah.
if a One Piece game happens, it's probably going to be a fighting game. It'll be released January, February, early year 2020. Whatever the Shonen Jump game is.
I kinda, like, this is a hardcore sort of hope that it's like another Dragon Ball game, but instead of being a pseudo RPG like Xenoverse and not an RPG like Fighters, it's just a straight up RPG like Attack of the Saiyans.
Boy, do I have a game for you.
Yeah?
Project Z is in development right now.
Wait,
Yep.
what?
Project Z?
Did I miss this?
Yeah, it sounds like you did. It's an act going through the main story of Dragon Ball. Not much is known. I think we're gonna get some info on it. That might even be the Shonen Jump property game that we get at Microsoft's conference.
Huh.
Like, I'm not sure because Fighters was a world premiere and Jump Force was a world premiere. and Project Z has already been revealed, so not sure if it will be that, but I definitely think that Project Z is going to get more coverage.
I hope so. That sounds like a good idea. I did not know that this game existed.
Yep. Well, now you do. Isn't 9 minutes in and we've already done something magical.
Yeah. Well, so that knocks out that. I don't know. I'm not really thinking much about like the Microsoft Microsoft conference. I'm not thinking much about it just because
Me neither.
I don't own an Xbox One, so I don't particularly care. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to watch and see. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't care about Microsoft games on the whole because I too don't own an Xbone. But I do know they announced a Shonen Jump game. So that's my only Microsoft prediction. That's the only thing.
I mean, if I'm gonna talk about Microsoft at all, I'm gonna talk about the fact that they have potentially got a new console reveal coming up. So there's that. But I'm not super confident that they'll show it off here. So
Yeah, not confident they'll show it off, and me personally, I didn't put in the predictions because I don't care.
I've never it's not a secret. You look at my channel. I'm not a Microsoft person. I'm like I'm definitely a Nintendo person, and like I lean a lot on the Sony stuff too. So I don't particularly care. I mean, maybe if they've got some actual exclusive that I wanted to play, but they don't.
My whole, almost my whole list, because there is some stuff for Square's conference, and everything that was having a conference, and I tried to give at least one each shot, but some of them I just couldn't be bothered for. Like PC Gamer does a show, I think.
I'm not even planning
Whatever they
on
announce.
covering that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like, good for them. Good for PC Gamer, I suppose. But speaking of Square Enix, that's a conference I'm actually like excited for.
Yeah. Do you want me to go into my predictions for that?
Oh, please do. Let's hear this.
Okay. I think we're definitely going to get a release window for the KH3 DLC Remind.
Absolutely, yeah. They'd be crazy not to say something about it, especially since like they've teased it enough. I'd honestly expect even a trailer for it.
Oh, I absolutely think we're getting a trailer for Remind, and it's going to make people go absolutely bananas.
The one thing that I'm worried about with Remind is that it's gonna, I don't know how to put this, like, I don't know how they're gonna fit it into the game. Like, with Birth by Sleep, adding in the secret episode was easy because you can just add in another story at the end. But, like, I don't know how you do that with Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, do you just make it a separate option on the menu? And it
might be like a maybe.
Maybe.
Who knows?
But it's definitely gonna be there.
Yeah. We'll probably get a release window at least, if they want to go maybe a release date.
For what? Remind?
Yeah.
And that's one of the big things I think they have to talk about at this conference. The other one is following up that FF7 trailer from the State of Play.
Yeah, I'm not 100% on if they're going to release another trailer, because it was just so recently ago.
I definitely think that they might. Oh, hey, look, it's Dearly Beloved.
Hey.
I definitely think they could. Like, so this is something that happened with KH3, and I've talked about this before, but like, once they like had the game going, they just started bombing us with trailers and reveals and announcements and stuff, and it was awesome. And I think that might do the same thing with FF7 Remake now that it's like finally found its legs.
That could make sense, yeah.
Honestly, the biggest news we could get out of the Square Enix conference is what Tifa is going to look like in the game. God.
Listen, you know how feral people went over the new Pokemon girl?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's been in the public consciousness.
Wait, we're talking about the one that was revealed today, right?
Yes. She's been in the public consciousness for less of hours, and people are already going full caveman for her. And that caveman is not meant to be an insult here. I don't use the term caveman hatingly in this context. I think it's admirable to go absolutely bananas over this character, because it just shows that when Sword Shield does come out, people are going to flip. There's going to be like someone, maybe a gym leader, maybe
The champion. Oh my god, the champion.
Well, no, I don't think people have gone as feral, because people on the internet tend to go feral over girls compared to over dudes.
Yeah, I was just saying, if there's gonna be another character in the game, like, that's the yaoi genre right there.
I think it'll be a surprise, like in X and Y, just brought back Hex Maniac as a trainer class. People went feral. People went bananas over a trainer class. Not a named person, a group of people.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be someone. And when Tifa gets her redesign, people are going to go feral. They're just gonna go for it. And you know, on that, I think the internet will be at peace, because everybody focusing on Tifa. Tifa will create for at least 24 hours. That's my next prediction.
Tifa will create what?
For 24 hours after her reveal.
You keep cutting out on the one specific word that I think I know what it is.
World peace.
Oh, okay. That's not what I was expecting it to be, but yeah.
For 24 hours.
Jot that one down in the prediction books, anyone. Ever. Can you open up the stream and see if it's looking choppy?
It's looking kinda a bit. I'm not good at seeing or anything, so
It's Streamlabs is just telling me that I'm streaming at like 20 frame FPS.
Okay, I found the video settings button on Twitch, or video stats button. You're running at like 30 FPS.
Okay, I am at.
It says.
If I'm at 30, then I'm fine. Okay. I thought like.
It fluctuates between 32 and 28.
That's fine. That's good.
Okay. There is a nice amount of skipped frames, 100 currently. So that may be where the choppiness is appearing to come from, but
Huh, Streamlabs is telling me there's no dropped frames, and this is like my first time in forever using Streamlabs, so
maybe my connection, who knows.
maybe. Anyways,
Square Enix does have a that I think they're gonna really hyper focus on, and that's their Avengers project.
oh yeah, that's a thing.
We're gonna get a world premiere trailer, maybe a release window. We're definitely gonna see gameplay.
Yeah, I can see that. So do we actually know what the game is, other than a Square Enix project?
I don't think we know anything besides that, no.
Okay, that's like vaguely concerning, cause like, I mean, Square Enix has done a lot of stuff. Like, they've covered a lot of genres. And it doesn't have to be like Japanese Square Enix in particular either. It could be like, Eidos or something that I think Square owns.
Okay, I'm looking it up. Square Enix announced it was teaming up with Shadow of the Tomb Raiders, so already I'm on the edge of my seat. Crystal Dynamics and Deus Ex developers Eidos Montreal to bring us this brand Marvel's Avengers game. A completely original story, and will introduce a universe gamers can play in for years to come.
Okay, so it's being made by like all of their major subsidiaries, and it's an Avengers game. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I didn't know it was made by a subsidiary. It might not be released until 2020. That is one of the things. There is a chance that it will have 4-player co-op and customizable heroes, according to an alleged. But yeah, it's really vague. We have an announcement trailer that's official, and
that's it. Wow.
Yeah.
I guess I hope we see some of that, because we know nothing besides what you just said, so I mean, yeah,
we barely know anything about it because it's just been hard under wraps. That is, I hope it's an RPG because I think that would be really neat. But
what about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3: The Black Order?
I think that's gonna get a release date. It's gonna get a trailer and a release date in the direct. Currently, we know it's due summer this year, so TikTok. But I definitely think we're gonna get a release. That is straight off my list. That we're gonna get
an official release date.
Yeah.
Alright.
They're probably gonna announce some new superheroes and all that. But what wasn't excited for this game when it was announced that as time has went on, I grow more and more to be like, that could be pretty cool. So I'm actually excited for the game.
Yeah. I was more excited when I first saw it, but now I'm like, I find it really hard to try and justify paying $60 for what it seems like it's gonna be. Especially since, like, do we know if it has online multiplayer?
Think we know? If we do know, though, I'm sure if I look it up, it's gonna tell us that, play online, but only with randoms.
That's a pot shot, and you know it.
It is but I defend Nintendo's online in a lot of circumstances. Like, I defend fucking it's online. Like, people, people see with the problems that make people fix online. Don't see it. Only allowing online play with randoms, that's something they're patching it. There's no way a decision that he's gonna be left in there for months.
Yeah.
We might get a Mario Maker trailer, might not the direct, but I think that's a possibility.
So we're officially moving on to Nintendo now, right?
Yeah, I think Ultimate Alliance was a good enough segue. I think one of the big conference Animal Crossing, because if there's not, predict that there's riot in the streets.
Yeah.
Someone will be shamed Animal Crossing news because something about Animal Crossing is the feral
Before
rabbit eat.
Before we get too deep into this, I just want to run down the other conferences. Bethesda, Devolver Digital, and Square Enix. Are you not Square Enix, Ubisoft. Are you expecting anything from them? Because I have thoughts for a couple of those.
Okay, yeah.
So,
I think Bethesda's gonna announce a spin-off. Like, they announced Elder Scrolls Blades last nobody. So I think we're going to announce something else that nobody wants.
yeah, that game came out, right?
I think it did.
Okay, because I don't remember it at all.
Either. I know it's like a mobile game, I think. But yeah, I believe it came out and it was a character wanted. And I think they've said no they've said no Elder Scrolls 6 at E3 this year.
Really?
So they're already shooting themselves really on that.
Yeah, like, who's gonna watch the conference if there's no Elder Scrolls in it?
Doom fans.
That's true.
Because I think Doom Eternal, I think it's probably gonna get a release date.
Hmm.
It's coming to the Switch. That's what I played of the first Doom, but I'm also going to have to invest in it as holy. That game takes up so much.
I don't know. I think I'd thought about getting Doom, but never got around to it. Like a lot of games on the Switch.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying.
Okay, I thought you were...
It's dance skipping.
Yeah. So that summed up most of my thoughts on Bethesda. I think it's gonna be I don't think it's gonna be a good show for them. They've got like
it's
one game going into this, and that's not all that great. Especially considering the other show people. Speaking of other show people, Ubisoft. There's that leak for a new potential franchise with them and Nintendo at some point, I think.
I don't have any thoughts about or EA's comments. I specifically wrote down actually EA and Ubisoft have continued to write a value in my prediction document, so that's that. I have no thoughts on them. Do you have something on them?
I mean, I'm interested to see whatever new IP Ubisoft might have. I don't hate Ubisoft as a company inherently, so, but that's pretty much it.
EA.
Yeah.
But that's about it for me.
Yeah, I've got nothing for those two. I feel like it's sort of telling about how this E3 is gonna be, that we've got a couple things to say about Square Enix, less to say about Microsoft, and then like nothing for everyone else.
Yeah.
There's there's just nothing. Which leaves us with Nintendo.
There's also Devolver Digital.
Yeah.
I've surprised myself by not actually playing many of Devolver's games.
Do they actually
because
usually do a presentation? I assumed they were always just meming.
They might just be another meme. It probably is, all things considered, but you know, even if they did announce Metal Wolf Chaos or something, or an announcement equal ridiculous because they did that.
They did.
They'll probably have a good show. Everyone will say it's a good show, but I'm not gonna watch it when it
Yeah. So that's pretty much that for everyone besides Nintendo. So I figured just to have some structure to this, because it's 8:12 now.
Uh-huh.
We'll just sort of go back and forth on things that we expect to see or want to see. Like, we'll preface them each with that, because, like, yeah. So,
Alright.
what is the first thing you expect to see from Nintendo? Like, what's one thing?
Animal Crossing trailer and release window.
Okay. So,
I
don't know. Like, what more do you say about that? Like, so I've heard some people talking like, oh, it might not be there because it might not be ready yet, and I don't buy that.
considering the release date is still, I don't buy your second.
Yeah.
If the release date's 2019 and they don't give this before the year ends, then the game Prime 4 by now.
Yeah.
And that Animal Crossing is going to get Prime.
I think so. The big difference, like, if Animal Crossing's development was not turning out well, I don't think they'd scrap it. I think they'd scrap Prime 4 because Prime 4 is, like, I don't want to say it's this huge monumental game for Nintendo because, I mean, it's Metroid.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think Nintendo maybe even overestimates the degree to which, like, Metroid fans are Metroid fans, and Metroid is, like, a key series to some degree, so.
Yeah. I hope with Animal Crossing that that they announce something at least the mayor system of the previous game, because I really liked that.
Yeah, it was
about
good.
New, and if I can't in the Night Owl ordinance again, I'm going to throw hands with someone. And speaking of throwing hands, 1 week after the Nintendo Direct, people will still be asking for Animal Crossing news.
Oh yeah, but at least then
that's my whole Animal Crossing deal.
At least then we'll
I
actually
really
like have some, as opposed to now where it's like, oh yeah, to come at E3.
I really like Animal Crossing, but it's something about it just makes people go feral.
Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, so.
Let's take.
Alright, so I'm gonna start baby easy, because I know this is absolutely, definitely gonna happen. They're gonna give us a release date for Devil May Cry 1 on Switch. Like, that is baby level of prediction there.
Yeah, that.
Maybe the hotter take is that I think it's gonna be dropping after or during the Direct. Like, they're gonna launch it then.
I definitely do want to see some releasing this Direct announcements, like
FF9 got that treatment.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think if FF9 got that treatment, they could totally give DMC1 that treatment.
Those games are about similar levels of well-liked PlayStation class.
Now, what would be different is if they did what they did with Final Fantasy VII in the same Direct where they dropped FF9 and said, oh, we've got this window, and it's DMC3. More
DMC games on the Switch just because I think it's neat. They might even go the full mile and also announce 4
Um,
because they went really ham in that one direct.
with Final Fantasy,
Yeah, with Final Fantasy it was like 7, 9,
10, 12,
10, 2.
15 Pocket Edition, Crystal
Yeah.
Chronicles, and World of Final Fantasy.
Yeah. So I think they might just go ham on.
You have no idea how
We
happy.
don't know. But
That would make me a real happy boy. I'm just saying.
I imagine so.
Like when it comes time to do those reactions, like if that is the case, like that's gonna make me shout more than almost anything that they could possibly announce.
Yeah.
So, what's next up for you?
Okay. I think E3. The time is right. The scene is set. I think we're finally gonna get
What'd you say?
I think we're finally gonna get Netflix on the Switch.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like no reason why we don't have it yet.
Yeah, it's baffling at this point.
Yeah, that sounds pretty safe.
That's my baby easy mode softball.
All right. So, moving on from that, I guess, because there's not much to say. That is the softest of softballs. I'm trying to think about my list. Oh, this is another easy one. We're gonna get a new Smash character. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Who
I was
it's gonna
saving
be?
that. It's gonna cause a big discussion, but I've got 40, so we can get into this.
I don't want to make this too long. I just want like thoughts about who you think it's gonna be, because if we were to make this like a full who's the Smash DLC character, like that could go on forever. So I figure we just sort of
I'm just gonna
yeah.
my reasonable takes. I think all the mumblings about Erdrick are true. I think it's definitely a big chance. If not, I think maybe Dante
Yeah, you touched
or
on
some other
some other
character.
Yeah.
One of those 3. And also, if Erdrick gets people with concave brain, gonna be so mad at another anime sword fighter, and I'm going to love every single second of it. And every single person who I see on my timeline complaining about Erdrick, I'm going to reply to them with this image that I'm now sending to you.
Is it safe
You
to
can
open
put-
on stream?
Want? It is, unless
I'll open it up first. Okay, yeah, this is safe enough to open on stream. Oh crap, but that's gonna disrupt. Okay.
oh,
There we go. I dragged it into the window.
there you go. I'm going to reply with this image to every single person mad at Erdrick. Because host will be mad.
Oh, that's. I think I'm gonna shrink that down and put that in the corner of the. Or I can't
Good.
because I can't because I'm on. I can't even close it now. I've broken Google Chrome.
Oh,
No, I'm gonna.
well,
We'll put that in the corner of the reaction stream if it does happen,
okay.
because that would be amazing.
I just love the sheer energy of people who get really mad that they don't know who Erdrick is. So they fail to realize the cultural significance of it would be like if Melee was released today and people got mad about except even bigger because Dragon Quest release days are like national holidays in Japan.
And Dragon Quest is also a franchise that comes out in the West, unlike Fire Emblem when Melee came out.
Yeah, I think Square's really pushing it, and the 11 Switch ports. So I think we might get some Dragon Quest ports on the Switch if Erdrick gets announced,
Yeah.
and that's going to be great.
So,
I'm going to be glad.
uh,
I'm saying Erdrick.
okay. So I'm completely on the Erdrick train in the fact that, like, I've accepted that this is entirely possible, and if it does happen, I'm down. I'm not gonna be, like, flying out of my seat mid-conference about it. But if it happens, like, I'm down. That's cool.
Yeah.
Because, like...
I think a DQ
What?
rep is a lot. I think a DQ probably the next logical step for Square after a Final Fantasy rep,
Yeah.
because like I doing a Kingdom Hearts rep, like, but that is a bit of a legal issue. It's a bit of a licensing kerfuffle.
Yeah, which sucks. Cause like my number one pick to get into Smash forever was Sora, and whether or not that happens really rides for me on this like direct, cause they had the perfect chance back in February to do that when the game was coming out, and they didn't.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, all right, maybe that ship has sailed, and now I'm all on board the Dante train.
Dante, I think, has a really nice chance. It's my number one pick of Monster Hunter, but I can respect Dante fans. I appreciate Dante.
I'm just thinking about the fact that, like, why else would they port DMC 1 to the Switch right now? Like,
Because the first one,
yeah, it's just like, yeah. It was something about the tweet of like, oh yeah, and if we get our game on Switch, we'll put Dante in Smash and all of that stuff. So it's like, all right, well your game's on Switch now. But
yeah,
I feel like Erdrick is like the most, I don't want to say reasonable expectation, because I don't think there are reasonable expectations right now. Smash is bonkers. But I think Erdrick is like the one that has gotten the most talk for a good reason. So yeah. The big question for like the characters that people expect to get into Smash right now, I guess for me, is what are the stages gonna be? Like, I don't know Dragon Quest enough to know what would be a Dragon Quest stage.
I need to play more Dragon Quest 2 in order to get this. I think there is there's probably something pretty good. Like, just do a stage where you, like a Delfino style stage, where you go around the world map of one of the Dragon Quest games that Erdrick's in.
Yeah.
They could totally do that. Isn't an easy place to make
You cut out like 5 times in there, so I only caught half of what you said.
There isn't anywhere, I think, at least, that's as easy to make into a stage as Mementos.
Yeah. Mementos. And that's okay. So I'm hopping back on the Dante train to come with the same thing. Like, so I've played about half of DMC 3, and I've played all of DMC 1, and I'm still not coming up with like a great stage idea. Like, I guess Devil May Cry, the storefront, would be a cool stage, because it would be kind of different from everything else in Smash, but it would also be pretty boring. So
yeah, that's my one hope. I boring stage. Mementos was miraculously interesting. Managed to take my least favorite part of and turn it into a really fun stage.
Yeah. My only complaint about Mementos as a stage is that you can't go through most of the platforms. Because that stage was built to be a legal stage.
Well, I mean, with Hazards
With what?
off,
You still can't go through the big platform.
I the big.
There's like a platform on Mementos that's like a chunk and it has the red and the black, or like,
Yeah,
you know which one.
but is that still? I know what one it is, but is that still in?
It totally is. Let me
Okay.
check right now. Let me check.
Okay.
I'm booting up Smash Ultimate.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is the best way to check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Yeah, I don't know, like, so that's like kind of the problem for me with most DLC characters that I feel like are reasonable expectations. Is like, what's their stage gonna be? Whereas characters who are more wacky lately are like, what is your stage is set in stone. We know exactly what that could be if you got in Smash. Like, for Sora, it's totally like Dive to the Heart or something, like iconic area.
I think it. Yeah, like Dive to the Heart. It could be Twilight Town or Traverse Town.
There's plenty of stages there that could work. Or like, Minecraft Steve makes up its own stage. Like, that's just a thing. Like,
it would be Mario Maker 2.
Yeah.
And it would be great. But I think the real Kino with Sora, if he gets in, Scala add Calum as a stage.
Oh, if only just to have the music. Oh my god.
Yeah.
The music is so good. I just saw some of the custom stages I've downloaded. I'm a horrible person.
I've questionable ones too. Only for preservation purposes.
I downloaded Dominance.
Yeah.
It's a Kermit the Frog T-posing stage.
Okay. I was thinking
Yeah. Anyways, so I was saying something in there. Yeah, I don't know. With Smash, like, stage predictions, it's hard.
It is.
And I think that actually matters somewhat with, like, what characters we get. Like, every single Smash franchise that has gotten a stage has gotten a good stage, I feel like, at this point. Like, Mario's got plenty, Zelda's got plenty, obviously Pokemon and Kirby. Like, I feel like even the franchises with just one stage, like, Metal Gear only has Shadow Moses, but that's like that's a stage. That's a good stage. I like Shadow Moses.
Pretty nice. I like Dracula's Castle.
Dracula's Castle is cool, yeah, too. I only got to play on it like once or twice though, which annoys me. I gotta play more casuals with people because I love some of these stage ideas.
Go ahead. I am always is open.
Well, maybe after we're done with this, then, like.
Maybe.
Because that.
I am trying to fix my my drifting joy. I will be playing more than usual with that, so just take note of that. But
it's cool. It's more about the stages for me.
All right. Yeah.
Anyways, I just got done playing a match on Mementos. Yeah, the platform isn't there on Hazard, so.
Okay.
I don't know. Smash community, fix this.
So, yeah. No reason not to.
Anyways.
Runner is the right Venn diagram of, good stage and reasonable character. Because you have the model and the stage for Ancestral Step, which was which the first area in 4 Ultimate, which is a pretty big game. I think it's the best-selling game.
You're talking about Monster Hunter, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But for me, the problem with Monster Hunter is having like a real iconic identity. Like, they did it.
Hold it off in Infinite.
Yeah, I was about to say they did it in Infinite, so I know it's not impossible, but like, I don't have like in my head a mental image of Monster Hunter, which is maybe my problem.
If they just ported over like model and everything, it looks good in that game, I would be completely okay. Because March about females is already one step ahead of the game there. Corrin.
So, are you ready to move on from Smash? I feel like we've talked a lot about it at this point.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I think I was the one who started the talk about Smash, so
Yeah.
you're up with the thingamawhatsit. I'm gonna play some of Alpha Saga in the background.
Okay. I think we're definitely gonna get news on Three Houses. Three Houses is definitely it's coming up. It's about a month away, and I think Nintendo's definitely going to push that.
That makes sense. I don't think it's gonna get a huge like focus on it because it's gotten some serious focus previously, but they're definitely gonna make sure people know it exists.
Yeah, I don't expect a big focus. Like, it would like if the direct is how long are directs you?
This one's gonna be 45 minutes.
50 minutes. Okay, 45 minutes. I think Three Houses would be 5 to 10. Animal Crossing definitely 10.
I think
There's gonna be
yeah.
5 minutes of an indie sizzle reel, and then I think maybe a bit of Mario Maker.
Yeah. Oh, I just made a big oops.
Oh. It's okay. It
Yeah.
happens to the best of us.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't think Animal Crossing is gonna get a ton of time, or at least I kind of hope it doesn't get a ton of time. Because I kind of want to see new stuff at this point. Or, not new stuff, but I want to see a lot of stuff. I'm kind of looking for quantity over quality, unlike last Direct, which was like, oh hey, here's like 15 games, and here's Smash, and that's it.
I don't want a repeat of last year's Direct for sure, because it has on the announcements, or could announce, as hype. So they should definitely focus and make it a more traditional,
Like a sizzle reel of announcements with like one or two or three focuses.
I think we're definitely one of them's like super announced. Then
What'd you say?
I think we're gonna get some new announcements for announcements. Like last Direct we got, or last E3 we got a party and Daemon X Machina, and I think we're definitely gonna get some reasonable new stuff. I'm not doing like the announcement of like really like a decent sized announcement, like a Mark
Or maybe
tier announcement.
Yeah. I only heard some of it, but I got what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I suppose I'm sort of moving on to wishlist stuff at this point.
Alright, yeah.
Because I've got, like... I don't have much hope left in me at this point, and I think this is kind of what's been dragging me down lately. But I really, really want to see Kingdom Hearts, the story so far, on the Nintendo Switch.
I want just place where I can play through every single Kingdom Hearts game with no porting issues, no bugs, none of that. Just want good, clean, honest. I'm doing the bit here.
Yeah. And like,
I would just be
what?
worried about the I would just be worried about the logistic.
And like, I would be too, but Kingdom Hearts 3 came to Xbox One. The only trouble I could see is with Kingdom Hearts 1, because I don't know how much you know about that game's legal troubles.
I do not know about its legal trouble.
Okay, so, there's either the second or third world you visit in the game, Deep Jungle, is based on Tarzan. Tarzan's owned by a separate estate from Disney, so in order to use it, they had to get the rights for that from like Edgar Rice Burroughs' estate. And that's why Deep Jungle only appeared in Kingdom Hearts 1 and not in Chain of Memories or Recoded or any other game that rehashes those worlds. And it was like, apparently, since I wasn't big in the series when this happened, but apparently it was a huge deal when Deep Jungle wound up still being in the 1.5 port, so.
Copyright sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I really hate this system of people can own idea. Especially, this dead person's estate can own that dead person's idea.
Yeah, it's not fun. And it's, I don't know. If I could see anything stopping the story so far from happening, it's that. But I think the fact that they made it happen in the first place sort of gives it a pass. Maybe?
Yeah. My only real concern with it is, like, the file size. Big of an SD card are people gonna have to buy to make a too damn thing on, because Square Enix isn't extra big as that's total price of the game, and people don't want to pay the Switch tax.
Yeah.
It's really lame, and I'm tired of it.
I found a glitch!
Oh.
Yeah, I found you can accidentally accept an infinite number of the quests at the quest board so long as you haven't finished them yet. So I have to fix that, but I think I'm going to do that when we're not on stream. Because I don't want to show off, like, proprietary, or... It's not proprietary, it's freeware, technically, but someone else's open source code.
Alright.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose that's kind of it for me. Like, I'd really like to see more than just DMC1 come to the Switch, but I can only expect DMC1. I would love to see Kingdom Hearts. I'd love to see more about the Link's Awakening remake.
Yeah, that... yesterday on Twitter, there was this whole giant kerfuffle about what the best Zelda game, and I was hearing some pretty decent-sized mumblings about Link's Awakening being the best one.
Best Zelda game?
Yeah, best Zelda game.
Like, okay, that's big.
It was a take. I can see where Link's Awakening's a solid, really well put together game, and the remake looks even better.
Yeah. There's like,
and
yeah.
It's when I got it on the 3DS as a part of the Game Boy. I would be glad to see that their understanding of Link's.
I don't know. I got like 2 or 3 dungeons into Link's Awakening and then just sort of dropped it for whatever reason. I just, it's not as, I don't like it as much as I like some of the other 2D Zeldas, and I'm like a 2D Zelda person. Like, I freaking love Zelda 1. I love Link to the Past. I love A Link Between Worlds. I don't know. I think it has to do with the handheld nature of the game. I think it held it back, and that's what I'm most excited about with a remake. Like, maybe they'll fix something that'll make it more accessible to console players. Oh, right. Luigi's Mansion 3.
Oh, wow, I completely forgot about that. That's definitely going to be the third big thing Nintendo focuses on, I think.
Yeah.
Like, Mario Maker 2, I think, a bit too soon to really focus on it.
They'll give it a couple
Three
years.
Houses.
I think Three Houses might...
They'll definitely...
What?
Three Houses is coming out in a couple months, so we're gonna get some more news than that.
I kind of hope we get like a story trailer and a tiny bit of news, and that's it for Three Houses.
Yeah.
Now. I think it's too soon to drop any major bombshells. But like, if we got like, oh hey, so this is what the actual conflict of the game is about, and here's some stuff, like, cool.
I think they're gonna announce someone that people are gonna go just completely feral over.
Did they already?
It's gonna. I haven't seen any. The guy who works at Incest with the "I Love Yandere" shirt hasn't shown his mark yet. Because that guy absolutely exists. And
God, please.
listen, I will fully admit I am I respect his I do not criticize him for he's like Tetsuya Nomura, probably very very powerful, probably has a large influence on the company to be able to get a Yandere character into both Awakening and Fates.
Oh yeah.
So, whoever they are, I respect them. I will probably enjoy the character that he creates. Twitter's gonna go completely feral over her, whenever she gets announced.
I really want a Fire Emblem game that is not dominated by its fan service this time. But I know it's not gonna happen. I know it's not. Like, I've got no false beliefs about what Three Houses might wind up being. I just hope it, like, for a return to console gaming, I hope it leans closer to Path of Radiance than it does to Awakening and Fates. Which, I mean, from what I've heard, Shadows of Valentia started to move in the direction of Path of Radiance in terms of actually taking the game seriously, but...
Yeah,
Oh god, my Fire Emblem elitism is showing.
It's okay. Also, an Echoes track was playing earlier, and earlier on the stream radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like what I've played of Echoes. I still need to finish it, but from what I've played, they definitely take that game seriously. Ian Sinclair as Burkut absolutely kills it.
I've heard his performance is legendary on that.
It is absolutely legendary. You would not expect that man to also be the same voice as Whis.
I don't think you'd expect that that guy to be the same voice as Brooke.
Yeah, that too. But I think
Brooke and Whis have like
energies.
similar inflections, but like different sort of character roles and power levels. Like Whis, like,
oh yeah,
you always get that seriousness to someone who is that powerful, but also an absolute goofball because they're that powerful. Whereas Brooke is just like sort of a bumbling idiot in some ways, but not like Usopp levels of bumbling idiot. Like,
yeah, they definitely have different power levels, but I think they have really similar energies, really similar auras.
yeah, it's what lies behind the auras, I think, that's different, and it changes the character's acting.
Definitely. And Burkut is completely different from either of them. and he just kills it as him.
Chrono Trigger! Oh, we were talking. Oh my god, that's another thing that I really hope happens that I can't believe we didn't mention.
Chrono Trigger would be absolutely wrong. That would save the entire direct for me.
Not even
Like
what?
I'm expecting to like it, but
Not even just
Chrono Trigger.
a Chrono Trigger port. SNES Online. I can't.
Oh yeah, SNES Online. SNES Online would. I would be a lot nicer about the NES games, the pittering of NES games we get 3 every month. Speaking of which, have you?
I saw that like
the-
Double Dragon 2 was on it.
Double Dragon 2, Volleyball, and City Connection.
Woo!
We've officially hit the bottom of the barrel, but they just keep digging.
How?
Because
How have we hit the bottom of the barrel on NES games? We don't have Earthbound Beginnings yet, Nintendo.
listen, you really have to twist their arm, not just a normal ordinary twisting. You have to like make it feel like it's coming out of a socket with them in order to get them to even think about re-releasing Earthbound Beginnings. But like really the pool of good NES games is just really shallow. I have this take, I say it a good bit. The pool of good games is pretty freaking small. But I think there are still a few games in there that they could extract. The problem is they a lot of them are behind collections right now. Like Konami recently released Castlevania collection along with Capcom's Mega Man collection. So those are 3 really big NES franchises that are already out, especially none.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to compete with them themselves.
Which, I mean, sucks quite a bit. At least they exist. The only way that I feel like anyone is reasonably playing the original Final Fantasy right now is if they bought the NES Classic. And that thing is rare. Like,
It is.
I'm back to not seeing them anywhere when I used to see, like, a couple whenever I walked out and went shopping. I'm lucky that I still have mine. Actually, it feels like. Yeah, I'm looking down I'm in the NES Online app right now, and I'm looking down it, and it seems like we hit the bottom of the barrel a long time ago.
Yeah,
Like, around...
Punch-Out, Kirby's Adventure, and Star Tropics got on there. We ran out.
Punch-Out was the last big one, I think. Like, the most recent one, Clue Land and Donkey Kong Jr., isn't terrible, but I feel like it's definitely more geared toward people who owned an NES back in the day. Whereas, like, I feel like anyone can pick up and play Punch-Out. Like, that game has aged really well, actually.
It has. When NES games age well, they age exceptionally well. When they age poorly, they age really poorly.
I want... go ahead.
It's either you flip a coin, and if it's a coin, it's wine. If it's head wine, tails milk.
Yeah, like...
And it just gets worse with age, or better with age.
I think we can rule pretty, like, decisively that, like, the Mario Bros. Trilogy has aged pretty well, Punch-Out has aged pretty well, almost all of the Mega Man games have aged pretty well, Dr. Mario's aged pretty well, Kirby's Adventure has aged pretty well.
Castlevania 1 and 3, I think, have aged pretty well.
1 more so
They
than
have
3,
a bit
I think.
of NES clunk, but
I think 1
I think
is...
that's a bit
What? Yeah.
deliberate.
Oh yeah, everybody talks about how the Castlevania controls are deliberate, so... I feel like Castlevania 1 has aged better just because it's somehow an easier game than 3, but...
Well, because they made the American version harder for some reason, they did a reverse Mega Man 2 on everyone.
Yeah, not cool, Robert Frost. Yeah. So SNES Online.
Yeah.
If
SNES Online.
if SNES Online
Bam.
were to drop at E3, what are the games you'd think would be on it on day one?
I think we're going to get like there was that one like data mine, right? About like that one data mine that had a lot of similar NES games to the classic. Love them. There were a few different like Pilot Wings.
Hold on. I just got sent something really funny. Alright. Alright, what were you saying? Sorry.
It's okay. What was I saying? The SNES Classic had that list of games data mined, right?
Yeah. I don't remember this specifically, but yeah.
It was a lot of similar games to the SNES Classic, but a few different. Like, there was Pilot Wing. I think it's going to be, a good... I think it's going to be good.
Okay, but if it, like, had to launch, like, pick, like, 10 games for the SNES.
Oh, 10 games? I can pick 10 games.
10 games that you think would be on it. Not that you want, but that you think.
Mario World, Link to the Past, Super Metroid, I definitely think they'd use a lot of the SNES Classic games just because the SNES Classic has such a solid lineup.
Yeah.
I think they'd give us a Donkey Kong Country,
Yeah.
Star Fox, F-Zero, Earthbound,
Kirby Superstar.
yeah, Kirby Superstar, absolutely. Maybe Super Punch Out, and
maybe.
either like Super Mario Kart, Island.
Hmm. Yeah.
I think that's a lineup of games. Like, you have all the classics and a few of the others.
Yeah. I mean, I guess my list would be about the same. Like, Mario World, Link to the Past, Super Metroid, Star Fox, F-Zero. I just said 5, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, get those. Kirby Superstar. I kind of wonder if they'd get any third parties in there. Just because. But...
Yeah,
Because, like...
They could get some third parties, but I didn't choose any that might step on some toes, like X or Contra or Super Castlevania 4.
Yeah.
Maybe Ghouls and Ghosts, because I think Ghosts and Goblins is on the NES
It is.
online. Yeah, it is. So I think that game has a...
I suppose, like... So, like, I think one of the big differences... Like, one of the big differences between the SNES and the NES libraries is that the NES library had a whole bunch of these sort of, like... Oh, this song is great.
Oh, yeah.
The NES library had a whole bunch of sort of, like, junky, throwaway sports games. Like soccer, and I enjoyed ice hockey, but it wasn't amazing. And, like, football, like, all of those, like... The NES has a lot of those, and the SNES doesn't. So when the SNES has... When you get something like an SNES Classic or an SNES Online, like... You wind up needing to pack it full of, like, these big, famous games. So... Yeah. It's about 9 o'clock.
Yeah. I do have one more wish. please just give me Shin Megami Tensei 5 news. That's all I need. I need it. It's
I'll hold out
my
hope for you.
bones are.
If it happens, like, I mean, we'll be in the voice call, so we'll get to hear it.
Yeah. And who knows what that'll sound like? Who knows what kind of sounds I'm going to make?
But good night, everybody. That kind of rounds it out. So I'm gonna end the stream.
Okay.
Thank you for talking, and thank myself for doing. Got this cool Skell wallpaper I've been using for a few years now on screen.
It's very raw. I like the Skell designs a lot.
They're like, to paraphrase other people talking about mechanical designs, it's like sex for the eyes. You just look at it and you're like, oh, that's pretty. But that's about it.
Still using a Xenoblade 2 wallpaper.
I've got like a couple I cycle through. Let me pull them up. This baseline right here is sick.
I kept the wallpaper up for so long because I just haven't played a new game since then. I have started to now because, hey, Castlevania is a good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good assortment of wallpapers. I like those.
Yeah, it just sort of hits on everything, pretty much.
It does.
But that's gonna do it. I'm gonna end the stream now. Good night, everybody.
Bye.